Earnings season has brought some early signs of growing demand for AI equipment and software. So can that reinvigorate the IPO pipeline? Well, this week, I take time out with a startup CEO who is watching that closely. Jaspreet Singh is co-founder and CEO of Druva. It's a cloud data security company last valued at around $2 billion. Druva targets smaller companies and plays in a similar space as Commvault and Rubrik, which are already public. Singh grew up in India. His father was in the Air Force there. And while observing his father's military operations work along the country's northern border during a break from school, he learned as a kid about the complexity of managing data from different sources to make sure a system doesn't break down. It wasn't about computers, though. It was about houses of worship.
And they were running a particular unit which had a temple, which was a Hindu temple. And somehow they had to man it. And to actually observe it and to make sure it goes forward. And there was also a church, a Catholic church, the same vicinity. The military sort of moves with and in this case, it so happened, being a bordering state, the Sikh gentleman had to understand Catholic prayers and the Indian prayers to sort of make sure he can run both the places simultaneously open for public.
Now at Druva, Singh is using generative AI to help make sense of vulnerabilities and attacks. Now, the new Druva Investigate product aims to disrupt tools from the likes of Cisco's Splunk using natural language to explain suspicious activity and how deep it might go.
Who logged on to my system? How many did John Ford log on within the US or outside the US? And what did John Ford do to my system? Show me all the changes he did. Show me everything which doesn't look like him. Then show me all the data which may map some other entities, because John Ford, tampered one system, but he did have access to 10 other systems. What happened to those systems? Cyber data is super hot. We're executing, growing, tons and tons of customer traction. And now we have to understand the public markets. Before COVID, only 20 SaaS companies used to go public every year. And that number went to 57 and then came down to 3. So hopefully it settles down at a good number and we can make a way out.
So the timeout takeaway, data mechanics. It's not only the IPO pipeline, but a broad swath of smaller public software companies have really been relatively out of favor in the market over the last 3 years. Beneath the surface, though, companies like Druva are preparing for an AI-driven redesign of the way enterprise applications work in security and beyond. So it'll have echoes through the whole industry. And I promise I did.